Hello everyone, and welcome to our video series on smart polling. In this particular series, I'm going to really focus on Poll Everywhere as the model. Now again, it doesn't mean that Poll Everywhere is the only product. In our first video, I mentioned other products like Poll Daddy and Poll and Plickers I mentioned as well, and a lot of other tools that are available certainly to help you bring polling into your either work environment, classroom environment. But in this case, I'm going to use Poll Everywhere as sort of a model of how you can perhaps use some of the other tools as well. Poll Everywhere is just my personal preference. I've used it for many years. I think in terms of pricing, it's extremely competitive. And in terms of a lot of the free aspects, there's so much more available to you with Poll Everywhere under the free sort of pricing plan as opposed to some of the premium features which cost either yearly or monthly fees. All right. So in this case, we're just going to look at sort of getting started, get acclimated generally to what this is, and then we'll go forward, look at creating polls, looking at different poll types, and even adding polls to presentations. Okay, so here's the main Poll Everywhere page, just polleverywhere.com. Okay, and it's a great page, and it gets you started. There's a lot here to kind of go through, certainly. Delivering a great presentation and how you can incorporate things into PowerPoints, Google Slides, and Keynote, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Certainly, nice little page here of how things work. And basically what's nice about Poll Everywhere and a lot of the other polling tools as well is that your audience, whether it be for a presentation, whether it be for a student classroom situation, whether it be for a conference presentation, whatever the case may be, can interact with your polls through a smartphone, which is obviously awesome, but they can also interact through it via the web, which means you can even post your polls to be engaged by audiences even after your presentation with a link, and that poll can still remain active. So there's a lot of options here and opportunities to really do some great sort of interacting with your students or your audience through polling. Okay, now the pricing's great, and it's nice here, a great chart. For business or nonprofit, you got the free sort of features here. Some of your limitations are 25 responses per poll. Obviously, depending on the size of your business or your classroom, that might not be the most convenient aspect, but it's a great at least try it out. The reporting registration is important. I'll talk about that more later. But with registration and reporting, basically, if you buy into some of the other plans here, you get the ability to really register your participants. So you know exactly who is responding to your polls, and there's a lot of great reporting features of exporting reports to Excel spreadsheets and other tools. Okay, and the more popular ones, you can sort of choose your username for like a logo or a brand name. Moderating polls is important, especially I think in the education sector, of having the ability to really see and moderate a response before that response goes live on the wall or public on the screen, right? Especially if you're dealing with a student situation where you might be concerned about what people might post, right? You might want to have that ability to actually moderate it. In terms of business, I think branding is really important, obviously. So here with some of the upper level prices, you can actually add your logo and your brand and your color schemes to your polls, which I think is really important. And certainly adding users in terms of like groups and who can manage polls is certainly important. So that's kind of like your basic levels. Now, for my education viewers, certainly the pricing plan's a little bit better in terms of the number of options and opportunities in the K-12 sector. Your free plan gives you 40 responses per poll, which really isn't any different from the upgrade to the premium version. You get the username, but you get a lot of the free features of PowerPoints and full rep presentations and types of questions and word clouds and text clouds. But again, you don't get the reporting, the grading, and you don't receive the moderation, which I think is, again, something that for the education plan might be worth the $50 per year. Again, you can see the big difference in prices between the $50 per year user versus business and nonprofit. Okay, so again, a lot of the other features that I mentioned are included in the free version. Okay, great support, and again, for my business users, the enterprise clients, you can contact Poll Everywhere in terms of collaboration and a branded experience. Great for team management. So really, a lot of great ways to sort of gauge your customer service base through polling. Okay, so that's kind of the main way it works. All right, now I'm going to go to my polls already, and I'll kind of navigate us through some of the aspects that are here, and then we'll kind of dive into some more detailed aspects and some of the different features. So you can kind of see as when you log on, you kind of groups all of your polls as ungrouped, but we can change all that and organize that, and we'll look at that later. And then I have some group polls here, which is kind of nice. You have some options at the top of grouping, ungrouping. You can download your polls, okay? Reporting, I can clear, I can delete, so I can select these and so forth. Participants who might be engaged with your polls, reports you can do, all right? And then you can import polls from other sources that people have made polls and they want to share them with you, all right? And you can certainly use the PowerPoint and Google Slides to embed your polls and presentations, which we will talk about later. Okay, so that's kind of like your main overview page, and that's the way Poll Everywhere works. It's very simple. So what we're going to talk about next time is creating polls and grouping polls and looking at different poll types. All right, thanks so much and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.